Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Palm Springs. Good morning, Orlando. Good morning, Chicago. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and Montgomery Ward's Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark.
Are those towns all in northern Minnesota or southern Washington?
Those are all the towns I would move to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Joyous towns.
Joyous.
Yes. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. One more alarm clock till the weekend.
Thank God.
Thank goodness it's the weekend. We match again. I did it on purpose. Mm-hmm. Yes, if you watch the Jason Show before the show on our Facebook page, I asked Kendall. I thought it was an innocent question, but people took it. I just said, "Are you going to wear that?" Because you had a little jacket on over, and I didn't mean it like that. I just meant, "Are you going to wear that so I can coordinate my outfit with you, so I can match your beauty?"
It's all about tone.
It
right?
is. Yeah, really. It is, isn't it?
It is.
It is. It really, really
yes,
is.
This is us matching.
Yeah, that's us. I love that Leo has to take a wide shot to show that we're matching. Thank you, Leo.
This is before the pandemic, too.
This is before, yeah. Remember when we used to, and maybe we'll go back to doing it when we get an audience, and we'll have an announcement about that, I think, soon, depending on what's her name up there's plans. But remember when we used to come out, the audience would clap, and we would meet in the middle and hug. Remember we used to do that?
Seems so foreign.
It was 2 years ago the last time we hugged.
To be clear, I think we've hugged since then.
Have we? I think we have, actually, yeah.
We touched fingers since
Yeah.
then.
No, but I mean, we used to do that every day. People seem to like it. Are we going to go back to doing that?
I don't know. I guess that's up to you and him and her. And
Yeah, I just got a this, which means no. Which means no. I got
no touching.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we should, though, actually.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was a nice way to start the show.
It was like, hello, good morning.
Yeah. Oh, so I was with Stephanie Hansen last night. Mm-hmm. And if you watch Stephanie Hansen on her show, you know one of the great things about her is she's very unpredictable.
Very.
She's like a little mongoose. You don't know what she's going to do. And she was a celebrity bingo caller last night. And I just got afraid. Every time she would call a number, I got real scared of what joke would come out of her mouth. You know what I mean? Because there are older women there, and I just got worried. Oh God, is she going to say something completely inappropriate? And a couple times she did. And you know me, I do not like to be embarrassed. I have. It's just. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, the whole time I'm just like, oh, Steph, please walk that line. And she did. A couple of times she was very Steph and talked about, and her daughter was there, so you could see her daughter just, oh mom.
Like before you move over, but not appropriate.
Yeah, and she did, like a N45. She goes 45, and I yelled at her. I go, wrong company. It's a different TV company. That's not us. And then she just said B9, and I went, you couldn't make a Fox 9 joke? You couldn't make you made a joke about the other company, but no, she was great. She was fun. We had a good time last night. Let's get started, everybody. Leo, roll it. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Oh, this is big. I found out about this right before BINGO. Changes are coming to the Real Housewives of New York franchise. After a miserable, unlucky 13th season, Bravo is taking a two-pronged approach to fixing the show. They are going to, now here's the deal. So the first part is they're going to recast the entire show for season 14, like the original show, and then launch a second Real Housewives of New York with X stars. Andy Cohen says the show was at a crossroads. That means it was tanking. And they spent a lot of time on this. And they concluded that this plan will be a real gift to fans.
Gift.
I do agree with him about the latter part of the plan. Now, we have plenty of time to pontificate and to tell Andy Cohen what we would like to see in the new cast. Okay? So, but right now I want to focus on what I'm excited about, the second show, the vintage show, the basically New York All-Stars, because that's the one that I don't care about the other one right now.
No.
So I was thinking about what I want Andy to do, who I want them to bring back, because think about it. You know what this means. The Countess has been fired. Ramona's been fired. Sonia's been fired.
Oh,
Ramona's been fired. They're all gone.
Gone.
They're rebooting the entire show. So they're starting from scratch even with the reboot. So I think they should bring back Jill Zarin. They should bring back Luann, Sonia. I wouldn't mind a little Kelly Ben-Simone just to add a dash of Nutter Butter. Just a little bit. A little bit. Now, speaking of all these women, they were all part of the earlier seasons of New York. And they were all part of season 3, which features what I refer to as the best episode of reality TV ever. It's called Scary Island, okay? Now, let me set the premise here. All the women are on this beautiful mansion. Jeff, where were they? St. John's. They were in St. John's. And they're in St. John's, and they're in this thing. And everybody's mad at Jill. Jill Zarin, okay?
Why?
Bethany, it takes too long to explain. But
okay.
Everyone's not real thrilled with Jill. Jill decides to have her husband, Bobby, fly her in a private jet to surprise the women. And they show up at Scary Island. And this is what happens.
Just relaxing.
This is amazing.
Ramona.
What?
Hi.
What?
Surprise!
You gotta be kidding.
You have to be kidding. Jill just walked in. I don't get it. I don't know what to say.
Hi. Like, you could hear it like a horn.
Ramona! Ramona! Surprise!
I don't believe it.
We came.
Why?
Well, we're on our way to St. Bart's and we wanted to stop. Oh, what's going on here? Manicure, pedicure. Look how nice that is.
We're on our way to...
So now the girls had already faced a lot of drama before this with Kelly Ben-Simone. She went a little kookadoo crazy here.
Was this the candy thing?
Yes. She kept saying, saying random things. Like, Al Sharpton! Satchels of gold!
Satchels of gold, that's the one.
Which I will tell you, if I'm ever out in public, and if I'm with Colin, satchels of gold is a code for me for something. If I look at Colin, I go, satchels of gold. It's a code within my group.
And you will find out what happens if it happens in front of you.
Satchels of gold, satchels of gold. But yeah, so it's just beautiful. And that's just a little bit. I mean, that's just a little bit of Scary Island. The best is about Kelly Ben-Simone. So bring those women back. Bring them back.
I concur.
Yeah.
And Bethany, even though I know she won't
Bethany
do it.
will never do it, unfortunately. Next in the dish, the new season of Bridgerton debuts tomorrow. And before we give you some early reviews, just in case, here's a little bit of the trailer.
But I cannot be the only one wondering if this former capital R rake is ready to flourish.
It is only out of the greatest love of my family that I aim to choose a bride with my head and not my heart.
But any suitor wishing to gain an audience with Miss Edwina Sharma must first tame her sister.
The sister. The sister.
Newton is an excellent judge of character. Oh, see?
So the new season, you guys know this by now, features on, because it's based on these book series, and each book focuses on a different Bridgerton. This one focuses on the big brother, Anthony Bridgerton.
Anthony.
I'm sorry, whatever, Anthony. I just call him Hottie McBailey, because he's, same Jonathan Bailey. The reviews have been mixed, though. The Washington Post says season 2 is less steamy, but also more relatable. The Strib says season 2 fails to bring sexy back. Okay? And the Daily Beast asks, who asked for a less eager Bridgerton?
Oh, I see. We crossed off the word.
We weren't allowed to say. It rhymes with thorny.
Oh.
As in, not thorny.
Just drop a letter.
Exactly. We're not allowed to say that. But you all know what we're talking. Randy. It's a less randy season. There's less buttocks.
Oh.
There's less bumping uglies. You know what I mean? They're just playing polo and things. I don't know.
Still gonna be hot.
Are you gonna watch this?
Of course I am.
I guess, yeah, I will too.
You don't. You say it like, I guess I'll watch it too. It's
Well,
amazing.
I watch it. It is. I like. Look, you and I differed. You loved it. I liked it, and I do like Jonathan Bailey, so I'll watch for him. That's it.
Okay.
Whether or not, yeah, even though it's a little less Randy. Speaking of Randy, Randy Jackson's coming up on the show today.
Why are you still holding the spoon?
What?
The spoon.
It keeps me from. It keeps me calm.
Oh, as opposed to what?
Well, you know. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment, everyone. More hot dishes coming out of the oven. Next, find out who's gonna play my broadcasting North Star, Johnny Carson, in a new bio series.
And here we go.
Then, calling kids of the 90s, Dax Holt is here, and he's talking with Drake Bell. And a classic game show returns. Randy Jackson and Jane Krakowski join me to talk about the reboot of Name That Tune. That and more when we return. Welcome back. Michael Chiklis was on with Kimmel last night. He talked about a movie he just finished shooting, and that is our late night rewind.
Well, tell
The Senior. It's a movie that I just finished shooting called The Senior, and I play the senior. It's about the oldest college football player in the history of college football. This guy named Mike Flint. It's a true story. When he was a senior in college, he got thrown out of college for fighting. And for many, many years, he regretted it. And when he was 59 years old, he was sent an invitation to go to a reunion. He was like, I can't go to this. I didn't even graduate. I was thrown out of school. I'm embarrassed. And his wife got more than she bargained for because she told him to go. She got him to go. And when he was there, they were like, hey, man, you look like you could still play. And he was like, well, I could. He was like, well, why don't you try out? You're still eligible. And he got this idea that if he did it, maybe he could redeem himself. And it's an incredible redemption tale, and he did it.
And did you play? Did you get on the field and you played football?
I did 90% of my football. I was, my eyebrows still hurt from this.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Michaels is also in the HBO series about the Lakers winning time. People love that show. Haven't watched it yet, but side note, The Commish is available on Tubi. So go watch. That was the show that Tubi. I call it Tubi, but Tubi, whatever.
Tubby, Tubi.
Yeah, it's on. I think we own that. Do we own that? We do.
So yeah.
Okay, we own it. Great.
Tubi.
Sorry, corporate overlords. Click on Tubi. Our hot dish continues now with our insider to the stars. Please welcome from the Hollywood Raw podcast, Dax Holt. Hi, Dax.
Hey, I've got Fox on the phone for you. They're very upset about their Tubi.
Yeah. Have you ever clicked on the Tubi? Do you subscribe to the Tubi?
I have watched stuff on Tubi before, yes. But no, I'm not a current subscriber. I'm sorry. We do a segment on the radio show called Forced Movie Reviews, where we have to review, we assign each other horrible movies that we have to review. And 90% of the time, the only place to find said movies are on Tubi. That's the only place we can find them. That's awesome.
Like, for instance, have you ever seen Gator with Burt Reynolds, Dax? Have you ever heard of that movie?
I've never heard of it nor watched it.
Nor should you ever. It's horrible. Hey, we're talking to, I guess, what would it be, Dax? Kids of the 90s? Drake and Josh were big what? Or millennials? What do you think? What do you think, Dax?
Millennials. It's definitely a millennial show. I mean, I feel like it even got more famous years after it was off the air. Like it's you know, like a lot of younger kids today know the show, and we talked to Drake Bell about this because he goes, it's weird that it has a life of its own. The show years after, I don't know if it's just because of reruns or what the case was, but he's like, I've got like 9-year-olds coming up to me being like, oh my God, I love your show. And it's like, it's been off for so long. But interesting note on that Drake Bell had a lot of money issues throughout the years. He went through bankruptcy and all kinds of stuff. And he was saying, we never got residuals from that show. A lot of kid actors and kid shows, they don't get residuals. Josh Peck, his co-star off that show, also kind of said about the same thing, which to me is very interesting that, he's sitting there going through bankruptcy, selling his house, doing all of this, and as he turns on the TV, his show is playing.
And that's weird because you would think, we've heard that for years with stars. You guys, I used to report on it at TMZ. Remember the stars of Happy Days sued CBS. I get the old days, but that is shocking to me, Dax, that, in the 2000s, the contracts weren't tighter and better even for these kids.
Jason, what it comes down to is there's 100 million kids that want to get into acting and be on TV, and they go, okay, well, if you want to be on the show, then this is what you'll get in your contract. You don't get anything more.
We would be silly to not address it. He has been very controversial for a variety of reasons. Was he pretty open?
Lost my audio.
Can you hear me?
He's frozen.
He's frozen. But at least, there he goes. He's unfrozen. Can you hear me now, Dax?
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you any longer, sir.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Wait, I hear you again.
There we go. Here's good news, Dax. You were frozen for a second, but you had a good-looking face on. It wasn't an odd face. You were frozen, but you looked real good.
Oh, thank God. That is my biggest worry.
Now, I know what I was saying was, dude has been controversial for a variety of reasons. Was he pretty open to talking about some of the scandals?
Oh, yeah. He didn't shy away from anything. I mean, we talked about, obviously, Josh Peck, his co-star from Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Just went on the BFF podcast, which is over at Barstool, and just kind of ragged all over Drake, saying that he kind of ruined his wedding day because Drake wasn't invited, because he made it sound like they haven't been friends since basically the end of that show, that they don't hang out, so why would he invite him to his wedding? And Drake apparently had texted him at some point, and it just kind of put a black cloud over his wedding day. Drake was like, we hung out all the time. We were working together. We did a show together like a couple months before. So he's like, I don't know what this guy is talking about. He goes, yeah, I may have, put out a tweet at an inappropriate time, and I regret that, but I wish him the best. His book is amazing. Had a bunch of nice things to say about the guy. So I think he would like to rekindle this friendship, but we got into that. Obviously, the bankruptcy talk. He's had some legal woes, which we got into as well. And if you remember, he was also co-stars with Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
So we got into how she's doing and if they've even talked.
I love it. Good stuff. That color blue looks good on you, Dax.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're
Jason.
welcome. Have a good week, buddy.
I guess.
You can find the Hollywood Raw podcast wherever you get your podcast. Did you watch, it's around your age. Did you
Drake
watch?
And Josh.
Yeah.
My sister watched it more. She's a little younger than me, so then I watched it. But I liked it. It was funny,
Was it a little out of your age range?
I was like just the border. I could watch it with her, but I probably wouldn't have watched it on my own type of a thing.
Got it.
So.
Next on the dish, a biopic series about Johnny Carson has its star. And I'm really happy about this. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Levitt will play the legendary comedian and talk show icon. The series is currently being shopped around, and it's called King of Late Night and will follow Johnny's career. Now, most people think of Johnny visually in his later years, but if you look at Johnny, I meant to grab it. I have a Life magazine that a really nice woman brought me. It's behind the set. Yeah. Thank you, Kendall.
I know where it is.
You know where it is? Go grab. This is live television. But it'll show you.
People think the ironing board. What? Jeez.
Did you just burn yourself on the ironing board?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Is it still plugged in back there?
Yeah, it's still on.
Don't burn yourself. It's hot.
I made it.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't have dress. Okay, thank you. So that's it. Yeah, that's a younger Johnny. Younger-ish. That's probably early 70s. And the fact that I know that off the top of my head is frightening. But anyway, is that early 70s, Kendall?
January 23rd, 1970. It was 50 cents.
Wow, that's real pathetic that I know that off the top.
Hold someone's name.
Anyway, but look at him, and then think of Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You can totally see it. Johnny was very fit, very slight, kept in good shape, and same build as Joseph. and I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And the early years of Johnny is really both personal and professional. Johnny had, had a wife when The Tonight Show debuted, and then that marriage kind of fell apart. She had no interest in being part of the Hollywood, part of the Hollywood scene, and it really started to dissolve. And plus, Johnny drank a lot, so I wonder if they're going to get into that. And he wasn't an immediate hit on The Tonight Show. The critics wasn't real sure about him. The ratings weren't. It took him a long time for Johnny to be Johnny. Mm-hmm. So my point in all this is there's a lot to mine here. Right. And Gordon has that sort of charisma and charm that I think late night show hosts have just naturally. Yeah. So that'll play off well. I'm so excited because it's just great source material. Mm-hmm. And again, if you go on your streaming, I don't think it's on Tubi, but go on Apple TV or Google, get that PBS documentary. I've recommended it every time I mention Johnny, called King of Late Night, done by PBS. It is narrated by Pervy Kevin Spacey, but if you can get past that, it's fabulous. Fabulous. Next in the dish, how old is Diana Ross? Just everybody think about that for a second. Okay? Well, according to some contestants on Jeopardy, Diana is 95. Even Kendall. And I mean this as a compliment. You're too young. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't expect you to know Miss Ross's age right off the bat. But you know she's not 95, right? Good Lord, no. Okay, look at this.
Should be an exciting final Jeopardy today. The category is singers, and here's the clue. In 2021, at age 95, this singer achieved a Guinness World Record for the oldest person to release an album of new material. 30 seconds. Good luck. Did he come up with Tony Bennett? Who is Diana Ross? No, I mean, to be fair, you're only 75 years younger than Tony Bennett. Yeah. So generationally, it's a bit of a stretch. That will change your score to, you'll lose it all, down to 0. Karen Johnson was in the lead from 15,400. It's all hinging on this response. Did she come up with Tony Bennett? Also, Diana Ross. We know that's incorrect. It'll cost you 7,401. And that means
okay. I think this hurts more if you're around our age. You know what I mean? But even you get, it's like, she's 82, people. I thought she was maybe, genuinely, if you just had me guess, I'd say like 75. I actually would too. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I would have guessed Tony Bennett, duh. He's been all over the place because he's older and putting out music. 95 years old. Somewhere she's screaming. I hope someone hid her from that. She's what? She's coming to the State Fair, Jeff just told me. Oh, we have to go. We got to see Miss Ross. That's an icon. Duh. She's one of the few stars, fun fact, she's one of the few stars when she appears that she makes whatever venue put an actual star on the dressing room. Yes. Her and Liza Minnelli. If Liza's on somewhere, they have to put a star with glitter on the dressing room door. We have to do that here too for Jason. Kendall, we don't even have a dressing room door. Oh, I forgot. We don't have a dressing room. We never got those saloon doors for you, did we? No, I was having Jeff go to the Home Depot to put, Leo, can we take a wide shot of the set? I was gonna ask Jeff if he could put right there. See, let me just point this out to you, right over here. Please, come with me. Come along. Please. Hi, everybody, come on. It's like Mr. Rogers. Right here, I was gonna put saloon doors here. Jeff was gonna get them for me, and I was just gonna come out like this every day. It was gonna be like Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello! I was just gonna pop out. But we're gonna use that money to replace this square, which seems to have a life of its own. Look at this. Look at this. Am I wrong? Dark, thank you, Leo. Dark, completely different. Oh wait, this one's wrong too. Look at this one down here. Right there. We gotta go to the Home Depot. I wonder if I touch it like Vanna, it'll turn. Do it. Ding. Nope, still the same. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us. Bing. Welcome back. Coming back from commercial sneaks up on you. Jeff and his hurt back literally just ran across the studio like a gazelle. I don't think that's the best idea. Our next guests are back for season 2 of the iconic game show reboot of Name That Tune. Look at this.
You know their names.
Shaggy, Kim Fields, JoJo, Kelly Osbourne, Titus Burgess, Mel B.
Can they name a tune?
Kim, do you have it? Nope.
Tuesday, March 29th, the musical play-along hit is back. I thought I had it. With celebrities. But it takes more than fame to win this game.
I'm tripping?
You're tripping if you think that's the right answer.
Join Jane Krakowski and Randy Jackson on Name That Tune, Celebrity Edition.
I love it. Name That Tune returns Tuesday right here on the FOX. Please welcome 2 of my favorites, Jane Krakowski and Randy Jackson. Hi, guys.
Hey, what's going on, Jace?
I got to say, you know, whether it's a movie or a TV show, you both have been involved in, and I think it's a true sign of success is a marriage of project and talent. And I mean this, and I always try to start an interview with a compliment or end one. I can't think of a game show like this in better hands than you two.
How kind of
Oh,
you.
thank you, man. You're so nice. I love that. We have a blast on the show, don't we, Jane?
Yeah, I think Randy and I were meant to do this together, and making the show is so fun, but one of the highlights is working with Randy, for sure.
I was going to say, Randy, you teed me up perfect for this. What was, I mean, obviously you guys do rehearsals, you do a little pilot for the FOX and blah, blah, blah. What was the first meeting like?
It was fire. Listen, I've been a fan of Jane's forever. She's unbelievably talented, a true triple threat. Act, sing, dance, she does it all. Great mom. She's cool. She's good people. So you're right. 2 professionals that have been doing this for a while at the top of the game, joining forces to do a fun game show about music that we know about and we do this part of our lives. Dude, what a great marriage. It's a great recipe.
And Jane, you hear it all the time, whether it's Elizabeth over on Press Your Luck. Game shows are just fun to do. Was this something that in your mind, you've done so much, was this something in your card catalog? You're like, you know what? I wouldn't mind doing this eventually.
Yeah, and also with Name That Tune, I'm a big fan of the game.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it in my childhood and trying to guess all the tunes, with my family on our home couch. So it was, when it came up that they were making a reboot, I was like, oh, I really would like to do that. What I didn't know is how much I was going to love being host. I actually really love, thinking on your feet and getting to know the contestants and rooting for them and trying to help them get through the game as well as they can and win as much money. And it's also like a live concert every night. Every episode we have a live band playing. How many songs, Randy? Like at least 20 songs.
25 songs a night. It's a riot, man. It's a party up in there. You got to come on down, James.
I know.
It's a total Fox party, or as you say it, an FOX party.
The FOX. Well, Randy, I gotta come because you're here all the time. I know you love Minneapolis. You know we're a good music city here, so I gotta come see you guys now.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Minneapolis, man. What a great music city. Shout out to Dave Pern and the Soul Asylum boys, dude.
Yeah, it's just such, Jane, you got to get down here. But guys, thank you so much. And I can't wait for the new season. I love the Celebrity Edition idea. Again, as I said at the beginning, 2 great people. This show couldn't be in better hands. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Name That Tune airs Tuesday nights right here on the FOX. If you're watching us from another station, check your local listings. I love Randy's a really good dude. Jeff reminded me, and you forget whether people have been here in person or on satellite. Randy's been here, and he's so nice. And I used to interview him on satellite. We call these satellite all the time when I covered American Idol.
So to say American Idol?
Yeah, because that was a big chunk of my early TV career was a little bitty web show called Idol Chatter, which I hosted on the internet before internet shows were a thing. But yeah, and we talked to Randy quite a bit. He's a good dude.
He seems cool.
And Jane, hello, 30 Rock.
And she's such a babe. That outfit from the little clip that we pulled, I'm like, girl.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, Ally McBeal, I could go on. Well, here's the deal. There have been a few versions of Name That Tune. You heard Jane reference on TV over the years. You may not remember a famous face sang the songs on the show in the late 70s. Can you guess who it is? Look.
I'm gonna buy a la 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 that I can call my own, a la that other fellas cannot steal.
That's Dorothy Hamill. No, that's Kathie Lee Johnson, who we know her as Kathie Lee Gifford. Isn't that crazy? Your mic's not on for whatever reason.
Oh.
There you go.
Hi. It was the dark hair that threw me off.
Yeah, she's great. Another one. You wouldn't expect it. Kathie Lee was here twice in the Twin Cities performing at the Mall of America. She was here 1 year, then 12 months later she came again. And I'll never forget her because she was releasing a CD, 2 CDs. And people people laugh, people, kind of blow her off. I will tell you this until the day I leave this business, is she's one of the nicest people I've ever interviewed. And she remembered my name. Like, I came in, no PR person. She had not talked to anybody. So I know it wasn't a card trick where she asked somebody. She went like this. She goes, Jason? And I went, yes. And we talked, and she walked over and had coffee with me. She was delightful. Very nice lady.
You would think, genuinely, honestly, you would think she's a bit of a diva just because she's been around forever and she can sing and, she's just got that aura, but she's not, and I think that's fabulous.
Complete opposite. I adore her. I really, really do. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. I'm gonna wash that man right out. Then she did the Carnival Cruise commercials. Welcome back. The Oscars are Sunday. I can't believe that. Anyway, honoring the best in movies. Emmys named the best in TV. Tonys are for Broadway, and Grammys honor the best in music. Now you're thinking to yourself, thanks, Jace. Really? Only a select few people have ever won all 4, becoming known as an EGOT. So how did that come about? How did that become a thing? It's time once again for a Jason Show history lesson. That's right. The EGOT acronym didn't come around until about 1984. And I didn't know this, and I have a whole bunch of useless trivia in here. I did not. This is literally the first conversation I had with Jeff this morning, executive producer Jeff. I walk in, I give him coffee, and we gossip for a few minutes. He goes, do you know who started the EGOT? I go, no. Philip Michael Thomas, better known as Tubbs on Miami Vice. That's who started it. So here's the deal. After getting the role, Thomas said he wanted to achieve the EGOT in 5 years, but he never got nominated for any of them.
Oh.
Oh.
We'll put it out in the universe,
Very sad end of this story.
Fiend.
Sorry. You didn't even get an Emmy nomination?
No.
Okay. Well, they achieved rating success. They beat Dallas on occasion. Well, EGOT grew in popularity, being mentioned in 30 Rock and other shows. In the history of entertainment, only 16 people have ever won all 4. Okay, let's look at a few. Number 1, Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah, Whoopi to me, when I think of EGOT, I think of Whoopi. One-woman show, Ghost, I think comedy album for Grammy, and then an Emmy. Jeff, what did she? Star Trek. Yeah.
She was in Star Trek?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't watch
No, she was in Next Generation.
Oh.
And now she's in Picard.
Okay.
Yeah. Rita Moreno is next. She's another EGOT winner. Of course, she should. Hello, it's Rita. Next is Audrey Hepburn. This is interesting. Audrey Hepburn. Because you think of her strictly in movies, but she also won an Emmy and a Grammy and a Tony.
She's my favorite.
I didn't really? That's a Kindle fun fact.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorites. She won 2 posthumously, actually, because she had passed away. And it wasn't like she was awarded it because she'd passed away. You don't know that, but she had done it, and then that same year won both the awards. I believe the Grammy was that year for a verbal something she did, and the other one was what's the TV one? Why am I being such a
Emmy.
Thank you. Then she won the Emmy for a series that she did too, about gardens.
The more you know, shooting star.
That's all.
Yeah. Most of the others work behind the scenes, like Mel Brooks. He's one of them. Which, by the way, Mel is working with comedians, including Wanda Sykes, to write History of the World Part 2. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, Mel Brooks, Andrew Lloyd Webber, and Disney icon Alan Menken. And one of the most recent EGOTs, this dude.
'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your
So after winning a Grammy in '06, this is such a good song, right, Kendall? So good. So good. John Legend picked up an Emmy, Oscar, and Tony in 3 years between 2015 and 2018.
Wow.
And we can't beat Iowa Public Access once for an Emmy.
Not once. Or South Dakota.
We were beaten by Iowa and South Dakota Public Access.
Yeah.
Polka Weekly beat the show. I know. That would actually be great. I really hope, if we're going to lose this year, please let it be from, what is it? Polka Weekly. A few others have all 4 awards, but only earned the status by getting honorary Oscars or Tonys. Those include Streisand and Liza Minnelli. Many big names are only 1 award away from EGOT status. Cher, that's right, she only needs a Tony. Come on. Bette Midler just needs an Oscar because she was robbed for The Rose, but don't get me started on that. And Hugh Jackman only needs an Oscar.
He'll get one someday.
Yeah, the most likely of those 3, unfortunately, is Hugh. I would love to see Bette get an Oscar. Again, she should have gotten one for The Rose. That is our latest Jason Show history lesson, and we will be right back. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Jeff, executive producer Jeff, plays music in the commercial breaks, and he tried to cheer us all up today by playing The Rose. Because when you think of cheery songs to make your staff happy, you think The Rose, right, Kendall?
Yeah, in the morning, really wakes you up.
Because we're in a good mood today. It's Thursday, and every Thursday we love jumping into the time machine for Throwback Thursday. That's right. So this week, it's all about food, glorious food. Just like you, we love food here on The Jason Show, from sweet to savory and everything in between. Our good friends at Nadia Cakes are gearing up for their busiest season of the year, April Fool's Day. They're colorful. You're looking at them right now. Their colorful unicorn poop cupcakes are the biggest seller. Seriously. And they're only available for like 5 days at Nadia Cakes, both in store and online. And no joke, they sell like mad. I mean, it's like Filene's Basement. Well, Nadia Cakes baker Erin Campbell has been on our show many times. We love her. And I wanted to look back at a moment from 2017 that still to this day makes me laugh. Look at this.
I know that flamingos can fly.
Yeah.
But, you know, they should float, too.
They should float?
So they have lots of inner tubes to choose from.
A little inner tube?
Yes.
You know what? I want it to be a cowboy flamingo.
Cowboy
yeah,
flamingo?
I wanted a flamingo, yeah.
I was really hoping that you were going to choose that hat.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know,
I
love the TV show Dallas, so I'm going to make a J.R. Ewing flamingo. Okay, there we go.
You're just going to stick that right on there.
Right there?
Yep.
Okay. Oh my God, I broke his neck! Oh my God.
I have a backup. I came prepared.
We're gonna get shut down by the Humane Society. I killed Lassie at the beginning of the show, and now I'm killing this thing. Oh, it was great having an audience. I can't wait to have him back. Were you here when we had an audience?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. That was the day I broke Erin's flamingo cake decor. That was so, because I never want to break her stuff because it's so
pretty.
It's so pretty, and they put so much effort into it. And there, my big old hands, my big ogre hands, just break the thing's neck.
Shove it on a little bit harder.
Staying on the topic of food, just weeks before the world shut down in 2020, we kicked off what we thought was going to be a great new segment that would run for years. It was called The Jason Show Fancy Food Field Trip. The premise is I wanted to give a Jason Show fan, one of you, the chance to dine out at some place a little fancy or someplace you would normally never go and show that everyone that they could be comfortable at a restaurant and kind of expand their food horizon. Here's a look back.
I think that's a good analysis.
Bryce, what do we have here?
We have 6 Maltec oysters for you. They're going to be East Coast. We are going to have some fresh lemon for you. Loosen them up and slurp them down. So, all right.
Loosen them up and slurp them down.
Have you ever had oysters before?
I've never had oysters.
You've never had oysters?
No. And it's going to mostly be texture. It's kind of salty taste and texture.
You looked real pretty there, Hanson.
They're very delicious.
I will say the small one for you.
I think it's better if you don't chew, just because
No,
then
just
you
let-
have
yeah.
the texture
No
situation.
chew.
No chewing, just
Down the
swallow.
hatch. Make sure it's loose.
And then just straight down.
Right down.
Right down.
Have you ever had lobster before?
No.
Oh, yes!
No, yeah.
So this is a Aladdin whole new world right
Yes.
here. Well, oh, Hanson. Good Lord, woman.
You were not wearing your
I
bib.
know, I wasn't wearing my, you're right. Forget the fork, just
Go
dig
for
in.
broke. You got your bib on.
It is good. It was a different flavor than I was thinking it was going to be, but it was
Really?
very good.
Like, what was different? Was it sweeter? Was it texture?
It was sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, why are you putting a bib on?
Because I'm going to eat some.
Yes.
Are you liking it more than you thought you would?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to take another bite.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay,
a good
good.
sign. That's a good sign.
My favorite shot of that is Hanson looking like she's choking herself. Oh, right there, or that shot, yeah. That was viewer Brianna, along with Stephanie Hansen, in early March 2020 at Smack Shack. Hi, Smackers. What's weird about that is I will never forget that story because it was the last thing we shot before the world shut down.
Right.
It was our last. So here's the deal. The reason, not just because it's Throwback Thursday, the reason where we're showing that is because we're happy to say the fancy food field trip is back. We want to hear from you right now. That's right. So go to the Jason Show socials. Go to the Jason Show socials. Send us a message on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our handle is Jason Show TV. And all kidding aside, keep it brief, but give us like a paragraph of why you would be perfect for a fancy food field trip. Are you just kind of like a meat and potatoes kind of person and you've never kind of expanded, maybe never had sushi, or you just eat a certain kind of cuisine and you want to branch out?
Right.
Let us know, and you could be taking a food trip with me and Nutty next time. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
I'm hungry.
What? I know, now I'm hungry. We're looking at the lobster from Smack. Welcome back. Get ready, boys and girls, people of all ages. It's time for the world's shortest segment. Hello. Just call him Tom Hanks, Wedding Crasher. This past weekend, a couple in Pittsburgh, look at this picture, was taking wedding pics when Tom Hanks stopped to say hi. He even posed for a few photos. The bride said she is a huge fan. Tom, by the way, is in Pittsburgh filming a new movie called A Man Called Otto. What a good guy. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with a surprise goodbye when we return. Love that, Tom. Welcome back. Wrapping things up. Get ready, Kendall. It's time. Roll it, Leo, for the surprise goodbye. Okay, today a battle over vanity plates in North Carolina. You won't believe this. A woman is fighting to keep her license plate that reads fart. She's had it on her car since last fall, but now the state DMV wants to recall it, saying someone complained that it's vulgar. The woman now turned fart into an acronym, Friends of Asheville Recreational Trails, creating a website hoping it helps keep her plate. Come on, you busybody Gladys Kravitzes.
She made a website?
Can't you just let people have fun? Who cares if the woman wants to have fart on her license plate? I'm more concerned about people driving beyond below the speed limit in the left lane. That's what we should be concerned about. Okay, here we go. Let me read a tease. Let me see if it's better than yesterday's. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, that Midwestern mom is back. The TikTok sensation returns to make another classic Minnesota salad, plus other fun stuff. That's tomorrow. That's going to do it for us. Go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow.